destination that's still a pretty well-kept secret on the tourist map, especially given that it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I'm headed to Champaner in Gujarat, and this is a place that truly is a hidden jewel because it has some of the most beautiful pre-Mughal Islamic architecture in the country, and yet very few people have even heard about it. I'm really excited to be heading there, and I have the Vento to drive today, which is a car that I've had the pleasure of driving before, so I already know that I'm in for a fun ride. Time to get behind the wheel. What's really great about the Vento is that it's both spacious and luxurious, and it also comes loaded with lots of cool features. I've really enjoyed the stereo system here. I've been listening to the Gujarati radio, but you can even plug in your smartphone and listen to all your favorite tracks. And the climate control has been such a pleasure. I don't know what I would have done without the AC in this heat. Plus, it scores really high on safety with 2 airbags. So there's really all you could ask for in this car. But now, time to go.
Champaner is located in Gujarat, 465 kilometers from Mumbai, pretty close to Baroda. It was founded in the 8th century by King Vanraj of the Chavda dynasty and later seized by the Gujarat Sultan Mahmud Begra in 1484, who renamed the city Mohammedabad and moved his capital there from Ahmedabad. Champaner is thus rich with monuments that are a confluence of Islamic and Hindu architectural styles from the pre-Mughal era. Even though it takes almost 8 hours to reach, it's a pleasant drive, especially in a nice car like this.
The Vento I'm driving today is powered by a 1.2-litre petrol engine, which belts out 105 PS of peak power and 175 Nm of torque. And this means that it's really fun to drive on the highway because plenty of low-end torque makes it really easy to overtake. Plus, it scores very high on fuel efficiency. It gives 17 kilometers per litre, which is really economical, and all in all makes it a great car for a long highway outing. I've reached Champaner after a long but pleasant drive, and I'm eager to see all the monuments now that I've finally got here. And I thought I'd start with the Jami Masjid because I've heard that it's one of the most impressive monuments in the complex. Let's take a look. The Jami Masjid is Champaner's star attraction, and it was built out of the locally sourced limestone, and truly every corner of this structure is a work of art. The carvings that adorn the pillars and the walls are truly exquisite, as are the jali work and the undersides of the ceiling. The domes inside have the most amazing carving within them, and it's truly just a sight. And the lawn is also so green and pretty. I'm just so impressed with how beautiful and well maintained the place is.
The archaeological complex holds numerous architectural marvels. There are several other beautiful mosques such as the Sheher Ki Masjid and the Leela Gumbaz Masjid, and the fortress walls are also magnificent. It really is amazing to be walking around here. I feel like I've been transported into another era. The only word of advice I'd share is that you should bring water and a hat with you because shops and restaurants are few and far between and the sun can really beat down on you, especially if you're visiting in the summer.
Walking around the Champaner Pavagad Archaeological Park is really like a treasure hunt. You'll find hidden gems at the end of every corner. And so I was just walking down this trail, taking in views of the hills, and I chanced upon Kevra Masjid, this beautiful Indo-Islamic structure with a cenotaph in the front and a mosque at the back.
In all these structures, you see both Islamic and Hindu architectural styles. The Islamic column and arch style meets the Hindu temple style pillar and beam method. This syncretism is really fascinating and an inspiration to how beautiful elements from different faith traditions can be integrated creatively.
Remarkable about Champaner and really about India at large is its religious pluralism. Now right here, even though it's a remote place, it's not a big city, and yet you'll see so many different religious traditions represented in such close proximity. Right around the Islamic structures, there are also several Hindu and Jain temples. In fact, there's a Shwetambar and a Digambar temple right within the archaeological complex. And then on top of Pavagadh Hill, there's supposedly the most famous Kali Mata temple in the region. It's called the Kalika Mata Mandir, and you get to take a cable car to get up there. So I'm excited to see what it's like right on top of Pavagadh Hill.
The ride to the temple in the cable car is very enjoyable. You can take in splendid aerial views of the Pavagadh Hills as you glide up the ropeway. It's a nice little glimpse into nature and the landscape, and it certainly expedites the climb up the hill, although some pilgrims still walk all the way up. The Kalika Mata temple is still quite a few steps up even after the cable car does most of the climb for you. It really is at the very top of the hill. Unfortunately, photography is prohibited inside. I was mesmerized by the view of the red flags outside the temple unfurling in the wind above the valley below. As I took in the view, I couldn't help but think about what a special trip this has been.
It's really worth coming here to Champaner, even though it's off the beaten path. In fact, all the more so because of this. It's such a privilege to be able to take in all this beauty with the luxury of having little or no crowds at all. And driving this Vento around here has been such a pleasure because the car is so smooth and comfortable. It's also really easy to drive and compact, making it easy to maneuver. So I've had a great time zipping around the town. And it's already time for me to head back to Mumbai, and I'm looking forward to getting back behind the wheel. See you next week.